Thank you for watching this exclusive broadcast on Fuller Digital Solutions. To receive notifications and links about your favorite team's live streams, join our text club by scanning this QR code or text the word on the screen to the number shown. If your business would like to be a sponsor on broadcasts like this, please reach out to us at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com. Join us all year long for coverage of your favorite team on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Welcome, folks, to Fuller Digital Solutions, Alta, Aurelia Warriors Volleyball Meet the Team. I'm Caleb Claycamp for FDS, and our first Warrior here in the seat for the volleyball team. First and foremost, who am I speaking with?
Peyton.
Peyton, awesome. So let's start, introduce yourself, who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are, that sort of thing.
Okay, so I am from Alta, and my mom is one of the assistant coaches.
Awesome.
And then my dad is Kyle Koth.
Gotcha, awesome. So what grade are you in this year?
A freshman.
Freshman, gotcha. So probably the young kid's going to start off, a group of freshmen going to come in here first, and I'm sure we'll just get older and older. How has it been this year? Freshman year up at the high school level, maybe a little different, but at the same time, I'm sure it's a little better.
Yeah, definitely. It's different, but it's way fun.
Gotcha. Have your teammates kind of supported you? Some of the older girls on the team kind of made it an easy transition into the high school?
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
older girls are making it way easier.
Gotcha. And talk to me a little bit about some of the positions you play, what you feel like your role is on the team, especially this freshman year.
I play middle on JV.
Awesome.
And I do a little bit of right side, and I suit up for varsity.
Gotcha. Awesome. That's super great to hear, especially as a freshman, getting the chance to suit up and get on the bench in the varsity games. So tell me a little bit about, do you have any goals or aspirations for yourself, for the team this year?
I think my personal goals are just to keep growing and improving in my positions to hopefully get to that next level next season.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just a freshman, so you got plenty of time to kind of build and get better. We're looking forward to seeing you on the court. Peyton, thanks so much for chatting with me, and wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Awesome. So yeah, if you want to just send the next girl in, and that'll be about it.
Thank you.
Come on in. Have a seat. Yeah, perfect. Alrighty, our next Alta Aurelia Warrior, and who am I speaking with first and foremost?
Morgan Monroe.
Morgan, awesome. How are you doing today, Morgan?
I'm good.
Awesome, great to hear. So let's kind of start off, tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are, that sort of thing.
So my parents, my mom lives here.
Awesome.
My dad's from Sioux City, and I'm 14.
Gotcha.
I'm a freshman, and I'm an outside hitter.
Gotcha. So a freshman on the team this year. How has it been? Has it been a little different from the 8th grade year coming up here at the high school level?
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot different than it was in middle school, but I think I like it for the better.
Gotcha. Awesome. That's great to hear. How have kind of some of the older girls on the team been? Have they been kind of accepting to you young kids and kind of showing you what to do and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I'd say that most of the upperclassmen are really nice, and they definitely help you out a lot, so.
Awesome. That's super great to hear. Now talk to us. You're good. You won't be in the shot. No worries whatsoever. You're good. No worries. Talk to us a little bit about, you said you're an outside hitter, right? So talk to me, how do you feel like it's gone so far this season? I know you've probably only had a few games. It's still kind of the beginning of the year. Give me your thoughts.
So I think it's been going pretty well. I think most of my hits have been pretty good, so.
Gotcha. Just kind of, and you're only a freshman, obviously, so you have tons of time to kind of improve and build upon that. Do you have any goals, either for yourself or kind of for the whole team this year that you'd really like to accomplish?
I think my goal is for the entire team to just like be super supportive of each other, which we already are, but
Gotcha.
I would love to be that team that's always cheering no matter the situation.
Absolutely. That's, in my opinion, a super underrated part of the game as well, that team atmosphere. If you can push each other as a team, you'll only be that much more successful. So, awesome. Thank you so much for chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck this season. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are perfect.
There's a video?
There. Yeah, this is video and recorded. So, next, with our next Alta Aurelia Warrior up to the hot seat, first and foremost, who am I speaking with?
Bree Anderson.
How are you doing today, Bree?
I'm good.
Awesome. Great to hear. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from, that sort of thing.
I'm 14. I'm from Alta. My mom is Jill, and my dad is Corey.
Gotcha. So 14, does that make you a freshman on the team this year?
Yeah.
Awesome. Tell me how it's been, kind of the transition from middle school to high school. Has it been difficult? It's kind of easy?
I like it. It's easy.
Yeah, and probably one of those things that the other players on your team, especially the older girls, I'm sure they kind of help you along and make the transition a little easier, I'm sure. Talk to me about the positions that you play on the team.
I'm a setter for JV, and then I suit varsity.
Gotcha. So a setter on JV, obviously get a chance to suit up for varsity. How do you think, or what do you think your strength is as a setter?
I don't know.
Tough questions. We're putting you on the spot.
I like dumping.
Sure, yeah, gotcha. And that's a super crucial part of the position as well. So especially if that's something you think you excel at. Talk to me, any goals that you have, either for yourself, for the team, anything you'd like to see accomplished this season?
Probably get to serving better, be more consistent with my serves.
Gotcha, awesome. You're good. You can come on in. No worries, no worries. No worries. Okay, awesome. And any goal, or sorry, I already asked you about the goals. Yeah, best of luck this season. Thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty.
My goodness.
Get our next warrior up to bat, so to speak. Who am I speaking with?
I'm Quimby Keys.
Quimby, awesome. So, kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from, that sort of thing.
I'm 14. I'm from Alta. My parents are Heidi and Kevin Keys.
Awesome, great. So talk to me a little bit about how you have felt up here at the high school. How has the transition been from kind of middle school volleyball now up here at the high school as a freshman?
Well, I feel like there's definitely harder hitters, so back row has been different.
Gotcha.
Blocks are a lot different too.
Everything's just a little bit faster, stronger, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've gotten used to it over the course of the season and will continue to do so over the course of your high school career. Talk to me about some of the positions you play. You mentioned back row, obviously, something that you feel has gotten a little bit more challenging. But other than that, do you play really anywhere else, or is that kind of where you specialize?
Well, I'm mainly an outside hitter.
Gotcha. So mainly an outside hitter. Tell me about what you feel like is a strength of yours at that position.
Probably like, I don't know, blocking.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely something that you got to be good at if you're going to be an outside hitter in that position. Any goals you have, either for yourself or for the team this year?
Probably like faster footwork, getting back.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's always crucial. Everything's got to be faster all the time. So awesome. Quimby, thanks so much for chatting with me, and best of luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All righty. We're doing groups of three, so now we got our final warrior of this group. Who am I chatting with?
Olivia Binder.
Olivia, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So kind of same thing to start off. Who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm 14, I'm from Alta, and my parents are Barry and Renee.
Gotcha. So a lot of freshmen on the team. It seems like you guys have a pretty big group. Talk to me, how's the relationship between like your teammates? Is it a close-knit team?
Yeah, I feel like we're all pretty close with each other.
Gotcha. And I feel like it's one of those things that, especially in a small school, a lot of you guys play multiple different sports, and you guys kind of play and same teammates. Do you play any other sports besides volleyball?
Yep, I play softball, track.
Gotcha. One of those things that's just kind of competing year-round. It's something that a lot of the Warriors do. Talk to me specifically more about volleyball. What positions do you play? Kind of where do you see yourself on the court?
I'm an outside hitter.
Gotcha. So a couple outside hitters, and I'll ask you a similar question. What do you think is kind of your strength?
I feel like my strength is probably hitting and passes too.
Gotcha. Definitely. Got to be able to pass as well. That's something we haven't talked about yet. Great. Any goals you have either for yourself or the team this year?
Just to get better at serving,
Gotcha.
more consistent.
Gotcha. And that's something that with repetition and practice will just come naturally. So, Olivia, thanks so much for chatting with me. Thank you, girls. You guys are awesome. And best of luck this season.
Thank you. Delilah Bolter.
Delilah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. So great to hear. Talk to me, first and foremost, kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are, that sort of stuff.
My parents are Jamie Claiborne and David Bolter. I am from Alta, Iowa, and I am a freshman.
Gotcha. Freshman this year. So I've been asking this to a lot of you freshmen. It seems like there's a lot of you on the team.
Yeah.
How has it been, the transition from middle school up here at the high school levels? A little bit different or kind of the same, would you say?
Yeah, it's much different, especially having a bunch of players from different age groups.
Sure.
I like the diversity because you
Yeah.
get to learn how to play with different ages, and you get to like face harder players.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that kind of leads me to my next question. How have the older girls been kind of welcoming you guys onto the team? Have they been kind of accepting of you guys? Have they showed you the ropes and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's been great. It's a little different now even for them, especially with different coaches.
Sure.
But overall, they've been really great.
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me about you specifically, your positions. Where do you kind of find yourself out on the court?
For JV, I usually play JVR, and I am a setter for them. But when it comes to JV, I usually play mostly middle back. I've been experienced both sides of it.
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me about kind of being a setter. Obviously, you've done a little bit of that. What do you feel like is kind of the most important thing to think about when you're setting, or at least that you try to do when you set the balls?
I think it's important to like hear your other players out, like adjust to where they need the sets too.
Sure.
I think like setting is obviously a very hard position because you have to adjust to everybody and be able to get the sets up so that you can make a good play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it's like important to adjust to your other players.
Sure. Yeah. I've never heard anybody say it like that, but it makes sense. You know, everyone's different heights, abilities. So having to know kind of what each girl needs in a set is super important. So any goals that you have, either for yourself, for the team this year, that you're really looking to accomplish?
For myself, I think my goal is to like just grow more as a person and to get better at the places that I think I would be the best at. Awesome. Sounds great. And you're only a freshman, of course. You have tons and tons of time to do that and just continue to get better. Delilah, thank you so much for chatting with me. Best of luck this season. Thank you.
Alrighty, that was our first Aurelia Warrior. Now the next one, which one? Heads, tails, rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
All right, come on in here. Who am I speaking with?
Macy Aronson.
Macy, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So same thing, got to introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from, that sort of stuff.
Okay, so my parents are Eric and Mandy Aronson. I'm from here, Alta, Iowa, and I'm a freshman also.
Gotcha. A lot of freshmen. Do you play any other sports besides volleyball, or do you plan to anyway?
I am in dance team, and I'm going to be doing basketball, cheer, and also golf.
Gotcha. It's always something in a small school like this. A lot of you guys do a ton of different things, and it seems like that helps in terms of when you get into a volleyball season, the people that you've been around, you've been teammates before or participated with them before and other things, so it's great to see that that's the case here. Talk to me about your positions. Where do you find yourself out on the court?
So lately I've been playing a lot of front row, but usually I'm mostly in the back.
Gotcha. So talk to me about back row. What have you found most difficult here at the high school level to adjust to playing those positions?
Probably just a lot of like tracking the ball into your platform here, and also just like a lot of the servers are doing a lot of different types of serving, so you have to adjust to that as well.
Gotcha. Awesome. And it's new to me too. I mean, I've never played volleyball before, so it's kind of a sport that I'm happy to learn along as I'm doing these types of interviews. So everything you guys say is awesome to hear. So talk to me about your coaches. Obviously, kind of a new coaching staff. How has that been this year?
It's been great. I've had Amy ever since 5th grade, and then Haley came in last year, and she's been a really good assistant. And then Erin also is new, and she's been super fun to work with. She's super nice and is willing to work one-on-one with us.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Even like a coach kind of helping the freshmen out in that sort of way can kind of help build for the future as well. So, Macy, thanks so much for chatting with me. Wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. And now we're doing it in threes. So who am I chatting with now? Elizabeth, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So kind of same thing. Introduce yourself, who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are.
My parents are Jake and Jessica Shable. I live in Storm Lake, Iowa, and I'm a freshman.
Gotcha. Another freshman. Wow, you guys are just really, really a lot of freshmen. I mean, talk to me. How is it to know that as you guys get older, I mean, it seems like a lot of you guys are going to be returning next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. So how do you feel? Do you think that's going to be an advantage for you guys?
Yeah. Just like growing and like, I don't know, just like growing as a player like over the years.
Yeah, continuing to grow, absolutely. Talk to me about your positions. Where do you play on the court?
I'm an outside hitter, but I also play back row.
Gotcha. Outside hitter and back row. Now, do you find that those positions are similar to one another? Are they just quite different, and it takes just a completely different mindset to really play each one, or are they kind of similar?
They're kind of similar. Like, you have to have like the defensive like mindset when you're like off the net and like
Sure.
playing back row.
Gotcha. Awesome. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or for the team?
I want to become like a better like hitter, like get more like reps and stuff,
Gotcha.
and I want to like get better passes too.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, it seems like you guys are all headed in the right direction. So thanks so much for chatting with me, Elizabeth. And not congratulations. Good luck on this season. So thanks, guys. And who am I speaking with?
Hannah Edwards.
Hannah. How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. Great to hear. So kind of start off, introduce yourself, how old you are, where you're from, who your parents are, that sort of thing.
Okay, I'm Hannah Edwards. I'm from Alta, and I'm 14, and I'm a freshman at Aurelia, and my parents are currently Edwards.
Gotcha. So talk to me about what positions do you play on the team this year?
Right side mostly.
Gotcha. Talk to me about how have the coaches been for the team?
Really good. Really encouraging. Really nice.
Gotcha. And so how old did you say you were? I'm sorry.
14.
14. So does that mean you're a freshman on the team?
Yep.
Wow, there are so many of you freshmen. You
Yes.
guys are, like, there's a lot of you guys. Do you play
Yep.
any other sports besides volleyball?
No, I do track, but
Gotcha. So volleyball and track.
Yep.
Talk to me about, do you have any goals this season, either for yourself or from a team standpoint?
just getting better at the sport.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and thanks
you.
so much for chatting.
Yeah,
Thank you. Alrighty, and we'll get our next warrior in here. Alrighty, who am I speaking with?
Emma Brennan.
Emma, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So, kind of introduce yourself, how old you are, who your parents are, where you're from, that sort of thing.
I'm Emma Brennan. I'm 14. My parents are Nicole and John Reiner.
You said you're 14, and
Yeah.
that means you're a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, talk to me about your positions.
I'm middle.
Gotcha.
I was right side for a little bit, but then I got moved to middle.
Gotcha. And how have you, is that kind of an easy transition, moving from right to middle, or has it been difficult for you?
It's been a little difficult just because you're on the corners, and then for middle you just kind of have the whole court.
Sure.
So
Gotcha. Awesome. What do you feel like is one of your strengths of as a volleyball player?
I feel like my serving is my best strength that I have.
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me about how the season has gone so far. I know you guys are just kind of getting into it. You've had a couple of matches, and practices are going good. We're at practice right now, kind of. So talk to me, how's the season gone, kind of as a whole?
It's going pretty well. I think that we're doing pretty good as a team. And there's always room for improvements, but I think we've done really great in this past game, so.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then last question, do you have any goals, either for yourself or from a team standpoint that you're looking to accomplish?
Yeah, I really have a big goal to just honestly get better and get better at my hitting.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Awesome. Well, wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting, and best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, on our next warrior. Alrighty, who am I speaking with?
Keely.
Keely. Alrighty, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How
Awesome. Doing great. So, kind of same thing. Introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from, that sort of stuff.
I'm Keely Imel. My parents are Daniel Imel and Brianna Snyder. I'm from Alta. I'm 14 and I'm a freshman.
Gotcha. So another freshman. Awesome. There's a lot of you guys. How has the transition been kind of from middle school coming up here to the high school level? Has it been difficult? Do you feel like it's been relatively easy? What are your thoughts?
Difficult, because middle school was definitely like, if you mess up, you mess up. But if it's like high school, then you're getting like subbed out and you need to like
Gotcha.
get
A little more competitive,
Yeah.
maybe. A little more, your teammates kind of driving you to do better, competing against one another and competing against other teams as well. Talk to me about your positions. Where do you find yourself out on the court?
I'm usually left back. That's like really all I play.
Gotcha, left back. So talk to me, what do you feel like is a strength of your, volleyball game?
I'm usually really good at getting them up to the setter. Yeah.
Gotcha, awesome. So any goals you have, either for yourself or for the team this year?
Definitely working on what's mine and what isn't mine
Gotcha.
on the court.
Gotcha.
But that's like about
maybe some of that competition can get you a little antsy, overzealous. Awesome. So maybe being a little bit more patient and knowing when to go and when to stay, that type of thing. Awesome. So we wish you the best of luck this season. Thanks so much for chatting with me. Thank you. All righty. And we've been doing them in groups of 3, but now we got a group of 4. So we got our last Alta Aurelia Warrior coming up. For this group, anyway. Who am I speaking with?
Kara.
How are you doing, Kara?
I'm good.
Awesome. Kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are.
I'm Kara Bryant. My parents are Valerie and Brent Bryant. I'm from Aurelia, Iowa, and I'm 14.
Gotcha. So a freshman, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Awesome. So same question to you. How do you feel like the transition has been from middle school up here at the high school? Is it different? Has it been difficult?
I think it's been pretty good. The upperclassmen help a lot. They talk you through it, and they, like, if they see you in the halls, they'll say hi and, like, help you. And with volleyball, it's really interesting because you get to see what you can achieve to, where you were playing with people the same age as you, and now you're seeing, like, the higher levels.
Gotcha. So just maybe that much better, that, like you said, that next level of play, like you said. So talk to me, what positions do you play?
I'm a middle, and I used to play left.
Gotcha. So talk to me about, you're a middle, so what do you feel like is the most important thing to do in that position, or a real key to playing middle?
Mostly blocking and getting your hits, like, deep so the other team has, like, a harder time getting it.
Gotcha. Just anything to make their job a little bit more difficult on the other side of the net, right?
Yep.
Talk to me about goals. Anything that you have, either individual or for the team, that sort of thing?
My goal this year is to play more and play better and just get as, like, good as I can in the little amount of time we have in this season.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck with your goals this season, and thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we got our next group of warriors, and we have our first one up to the chair. So first and foremost, who am I speaking with?
Aubrey Maldonado.
Aubrey. Awesome. How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So talk to me a little bit. Introduce yourself. Who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm 14. I live in Aurelia. My parents are Barbara and Jose Maldonado.
Gotcha. Awesome. So 14, does that make you a freshman?
Yep.
Wow, there are a lot of freshmen on the team. I tell you, you guys are a huge group. Talk to me, how is the relationship between you and your fellow classmates, your fellow freshmen?
It's great. Like, the freshmen, like, we're just, like, we go together really well. We play together really well. On the JVR team, it's really bond. It's a really good bond. Yeah. Even off the court, it's a good bond.
Awesome. You're good. No worries. You're good. Come on in. Awesome. So now talk to me about the positions that you play on the court.
Okay. I am a DS, so I play back row mainly.
Gotcha.
And I am also libero.
Gotcha. So that's kind of a unique position. Tell me what you feel like you have to have, or what you have to do when you play those positions.
Okay. Libero, they have a lot of leadership. They take out of rotation sets.
Sure.
They really have to step up a lot, and I feel like they are really scrappy.
Gotcha.
That's a lot of DS. Like, you get that scrappiness.
Gotcha. It's kind of a mindset to play that position. Awesome. I like to see that. Now, talk to me about any goals that you have, either for yourself, for the team this season.
Team goals. I feel like just playing to the best of our ability all the time.
Sure.
Is a big one.
Gotcha.
Myself, I have that same one. Mindset.
Yeah.
Is a big one.
Gotcha. And obviously you're only a freshman, so you've got a couple of years to do this at least. Now, talk to me, how does it make you feel to know that you guys have a large freshman class, you guys are all going to be here next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, so it's kind of, you guys have set a good foundation here this year. How does it feel to know that you're a part of that?
Good. I mean, it feels good. Like, you just look around and it's like all the people you know, and years to come it's going to be all the people you know and you played with, so you know how they play and how you go well together. I think it's good.
Awesome. I think it's going to be good too. Thanks so much for chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Our next Alta Aurelia Warrior. Alrighty. And who am I speaking with?
Ariana Hernandez.
Ariana, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Awesome. Doing great. So kind of same thing. Start us off. Introduce yourself, how old you are, where you're from, what your parents' names are, that sort of thing.
Okay, like I said, my name's Ariana. I'm 15 years old. My mom
is Ana Cervellon, and then my dad is Manuel Hernandez.
Gotcha. So 15. Are you a sophomore?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our first sophomore. We've had freshmen all before this, but now a sophomore on the team. So talk to me. Now you're sophomore, your second year. How do you think you have improved from last year to this year?
Well, last year I didn't play for some like personal issues.
Gotcha.
But from like 8th grade to now sophomore year, I feel like I've definitely gotten better as just like not just mentality wise.
Sure.
But like my hits.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Definitely a lot better.
Awesome. Now, how's the season gone? You guys have played a couple of matches, but obviously a lot of practices as well. So, how do you feel like that's gone so far this season?
I think it's been pretty good. We've only lost like a couple of our games, but other than that, I feel like us as a team we're really good.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we're doing good.
Talk to me about the coaches this year. Obviously, a new coach or some new coaches this season. So, how do you feel like it's been this year?
I feel like they're really good. They're very like they push us
Sure.
to the best. To like they know what we can do, so they like definitely just push us to just become better as a player and like just personal, just like become better.
Gotcha. Awesome. Any goals that you have either for yourself or for the entire team this year that you're looking to accomplish?
Team wise, just keep up like the good work and like the good bond.
Sure.
Because like Aubrey said, all of us as a team, we all have a good bond.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
And myself, just keep getting better at my hits.
Gotcha.
Get stronger at them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that comes with time, too, right? The repetition and the reps get better every time. So, Ariana, thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank
We wish you
you.
the best of luck this season. Alrighty, now our next warrior. Alrighty, who am I chatting with?
Nalani Yerrick.
Nalani, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing very, very good. So, kind of start us off, introduce yourself, how old you are, where you're from, and that sort of thing.
All right. I am 15 years old. I'm a sophomore, and I live in Cherokee, Iowa.
Gotcha. So a sophomore on the team. Did you play last year on the team as well?
I did, yes.
Gotcha. So now year number 2. How do you feel like you've gotten better from last season?
Last year I wasn't even able to overhand serve, so
Gotcha.
I've definitely stepped up from there, and I used to only play back row.
Sure.
But now I'm starting to, expand my.
Gotcha. So playing
what
some
I do.
different positions
Yeah.
as well,
Mhm.
getting a little bit better in that way. Awesome to hear. Now
Yeah.
practices have started. You've had a couple of games, so
Oh, yeah.
talk to me. How have those gone?
Those have gone great. I mean, not only with me personally, but with the whole team, I think it's gone very well.
Gotcha.
Only a
Awesome.
few games that, okay, we could have, had a little bit of work done,
Yep.
but, overall, it's not bad. It's going great.
That's good. And it's one of those things where as long as you know that you need a little work done here
Oh, yeah.
and you kind of identify where you need to put the time in and the work, you'll be able to improve. And it seems like that's what you guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
doing, obviously. So talk to me about positions that you play, kind of where you find yourself on the court.
Well, recently, like I said, I started playing middle front.
Gotcha.
I'm obviously a little bit, not very familiar with it,
Gotcha.
but I'm definitely learning, so that's good. But I've never really had, a specific back row. I've always
Sure.
just been, put in,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's left, right, middle,
Yeah.
it's always been different.
Gotcha.
But-
Well, that's good. Every team kind of needs that person that can step into many different shoes and be the Swiss Army knife in that
Oh, yeah.
way. So any goals for yourself or from a team standpoint this season?
Working on passing, because I personally prefer back row, so, that's definitely what I'm going to work on. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kind of, if you're going to be back there, you have to be able to put
yeah.
the ball where you want it and that sort of
Mhm.
thing. So we wish you the best of luck this season, and thanks
Thank
so much
you.
for chatting with me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All righty. And our next Alta Aurelia Warrior. Who am I speaking with?
Layla Malinsky.
Layla. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So same thing. Kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
So I'm 15, and my parents are Aaron and Kezia Malinsky, and currently I live in Storm Lake.
Gotcha. So are you a sophomore as well?
Yes,
then?
I am.
Gotcha. And did you play last year
Yep.
on the team? Gotcha. So now year 2. How do you feel like that's gone? Do you feel like you've improved? I feel like when you kind of start off, especially at the high school level, it's a rapid improvement right away. And so I feel like a lot of that improvement comes from year 1 to year 2. Would you agree with that with yourself?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think just kind of when I think about how my freshman year went, I really see a lot more improvement from that in just my confidence, my skills, and overall just those really important volleyball skills that you need to get
Gotcha.
better. Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me about positions that you play and where you find yourself out on the court.
I have found myself, in my freshman year, I really found myself confined to middle front, but really this year I've expanded a lot more to all different positions in the front. So I've played a little bit of left, a little bit of right, then obviously some in the middle, and I've even gotten a few chances, to get in and really serve. So I think that's been a great opportunity.
Gotcha. Now, I've never played volleyball, but I have played football, and to me, if you just flip sides, even though it's kind of the same thing, a lot is different, and it's not always as easy. Like if you go from the right side to the left side, I mean, is that challenging to do for you to kind of transition and do both of those things?
You really just got to, it does come with a lot of practice as
Sure.
in sports, all different kinds of sports. I think I've gotten used to it, but yeah, really when I started out kind of switching around, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Maybe a little bit of a learning curve at first,
yeah.
and then kind of probably get into it, and now it's, I'm sure, like second nature the better
Oh,
you
yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Any goals that you have for yourself or for the team?
I definitely want to have that good communication with my team just on the court. I want to overall have better blocks, better hits, really get my serves in, and just be a versatile player. Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then finally, talk to me about the coaches this year. Obviously, a different coach that you had last year, now this year. So how has Coach Nelson been here for the team?
I mean, I think she's great. We went from Henningsen as our head coach, and she really took on that head coach position, I think, really well.
Yeah.
And especially with our new assistant coaches, I think, kind of like my teammates have said, they've really pushed us and kind of kept that positive atmosphere for the team.
Good. It's good to hear that it's gone smoothly, because sometimes those transitions aren't always that way, and it kind of takes a little bit to get going, but it's good to see that you guys have kind of found that it's been somewhat smooth. So thanks so much for chatting with me. Wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. And now we'll have another Aurelia Warrior. Alrighty. Who am I speaking with?
I'm Ellie Bloom.
Ellie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well.
Awesome. So introduce yourself, who you are, and who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm Ellie Bloom. I live in Aurelia. I'm 15. My parents are Aaron and Becky Bloom.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So 15. Are you a freshman or are you a sophomore? This
Sophomore.
year? Gotcha. So a sophomore this year. Is playing on the team. Did you do that last year as well?
Yes.
Gotcha. So same question, kind of year two. Do you feel like you've gotten better and improved in any way since last year? I know it's still kind of early in the season. You kind of just started, but I'm sure you can kind of still see that you've improved in some areas.
Yeah, I definitely think that I have improved in a lot of aspects. I've been going to more like camps and just doing a lot of out-of-season work with it. So, yeah, I definitely feel like my serving has gotten a lot better. My back row, it's been
Gotcha.
pretty good.
So you mentioned back row. Do you play kind of anywhere else, or are you kind of that back row specialist type player?
I am. I kind of play all the way around.
Sure.
But when I'm in the back row, I mostly play middle back. But when I'm in the front row, I play either right or left side. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. So kind of when you're middle back, one of those things, you have people to either side of you. So, I mean, is that something that it's more difficult, I assume, to have communication with two people as opposed to just one on one side? So talk to me about that.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot. But on your right side, some teams like to have their setter on the right back. So usually their setter runs up,
Gotcha.
and then it's just you two. But yeah, it takes a lot, and I've kind of taken like a leadership role in the back row to where like people kind of depend on me. I wouldn't say fully, but yeah, when I'm back there, I'm making sure that I'm talking and making it better for everybody else.
Yeah, well, and that's a super underrated part of the game, communication.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to have that, no doubt. Now, talk to me about any goals that you have either for yourself or for the team this season.
I'd say a goal for myself is to definitely, I want to be libero this year, because that would be awesome. I haven't done it yet. I've done it in practice and like in the scrimmages, but I want to be our libero, and that will be awesome. And then I think for our team, a great goal would be to like just communication. It's
Gotcha.
to have like super good, solid communication where it's everybody's talking on the court. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
So you never want that, yeah.
For sure. Now, it seems like you guys are going in the right direction, especially you young guys. I mean, I've spoken with a bunch of freshmen, and now you sophomores, and you guys are very clear-headed to where you want to go, and I'm sure you're going to get there. So we wish you the best of luck, and thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
So, how are we doing today? First and foremost, who am I speaking with?
Aiden Faruska.
All right, Aiden, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing great. So, kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are, that sort of stuff.
Okay, I'm 13. My mom's name is Daisy Maldonado. My dad's name is Francisco Faruska. From Alta. I play back row.
Gotcha. And so you're a freshman on the team, is that correct? Awesome. So how do you feel like it's been up here at the high school level now? Has it been difficult, kind of the transition up here into high school?
So yeah, it's way different than like middle school because I feel like it's almost more competitive.
Sure.
There's a lot more like girls too, so you have to like even like fight for more spots, I'd say.
Yeah, it's competition. That's what drives improvement. Kind of if you're competing, you're constantly improving as well. So talk to me about positions that you play. Where do you find yourself out on the court?
So in middle school I played middle back, and then for varsity I'm playing right side. But recently I was in middle back for a little bit. I just kind of switched between the two, like right side and middle back for back row.
Gotcha. So, I mean, do you feel like there's a whole lot of difference between those two positions? It seems like, it's just right next to each other, but there's a lot of things that change just when you slide over a bit. Talk to me how you kind of manage that.
Yeah, so right side, there's a lot more like tips and stuff. I feel like you have to get more scrappy, and it's harder to pass, I feel like, because there's like not much room for, I forgot the word. Not much room for mistakes.
Yeah.
And while middle back, I feel like there's a lot more room. And you kind of just get more deeper balls in middle back, so it is way different.
Gotcha. How has it been kind of with your teammates this year? You guys, a lot of freshmen. Wow, I was kind of surprised with how many freshmen you guys have. There's a lot of you guys. How is the relationship with your teammates?
It's actually really good. The team is just really fun. We do a lot of stuff like dinners and going to the gym and stuff, so we like are really friendly with each other.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you play any other sports besides volleyball?
Yeah, I wrestle, I do track, and I play softball.
Gotcha. So kind of one of those things, especially with a small town like this, a lot of you guys do a lot of different sports, and you guys are kind of teammates all year round. You just kind of, the sport changes. So I think that kind of it benefits you. Do you feel that same way?
Yeah, I do.
Gotcha. Awesome. So talk to me, any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint this season, you're really looking to accomplish?
I'd say like my own personal goal is probably just to just focus more on the game instead of like my own mistakes and like how the team is doing instead of just myself.
Gotcha.
And just being more confident on the court.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, looks like you're well on your way to doing that, and we wish you the best of luck this season. Thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Now our next Alta Aurelia Warrior. Alrighty. Who am I speaking with?
Elsie Peterson.
Elsie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. So same thing. Kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are, that sort of thing.
Okay. My name is Elsie Peterson. I am 15 years old, and I'm from Alta. My parents are Tim and Kathy Peterson.
Gotcha. So are you a sophomore this
Yep.
year? Awesome. So did you play on the team last year as a
Yep.
freshman? So how do you feel like it's been now year two? Do you feel like you've improved a lot since your freshman year, or how do you feel like it's been different this year?
I feel like I'm definitely more confident in myself, a lot more independent, but I feel like I've done a lot better. As a team, it's definitely been a lot different, but I think in a good way.
Gotcha. Good. Talk to me about the coaches this year. Obviously, kind of a new head coach that you didn't have last year, but how has your experience been with the coaching staff so far this season?
I think the difference has really been positive for us. I mean, definitely trying to get our quickness up and, conditioning and everything. It's been really good for us.
Gotcha.
So I definitely think that their impact is very positive.
Gotcha. Good. I'm glad that that's kind of went somewhat smooth, because sometimes that's not always the case.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that that's the case with you guys. So talk to me about your positions, where you find yourself out on the court.
Well, I'm back row and outside hitter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. So talk to me, what do you feel like a strength of your game is on the volleyball court?
Definitely for outside, just getting quick to the ball, finding where the ball is at, adjusting to where I'm at, and passing, just staying calm, having a calm and collected pass is probably one of my biggest strengths.
Gotcha. Any goals that you have for this year, either for yourself or for the team?
For the team, probably just be in a good spot in the conference, be up there somewhat.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, Elsie, it seems like you have your goals right out in front of you, and you're able to go get them this season. So thanks so much for chatting with me. Best of luck. Thank you. All righty. And now we'll have the next warrior come on in and sit in the seat. Who am I chatting with?
Tegan Robertson.
Tegan, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
Tegan Robertson. My dad is Jake, and my mom is Amber. I'm from Alta. I'm 16. I'm a sophomore.
Gotcha. So another sophomore on the team. Now, talk to me. What's your relationship with your other teammates, specifically your fellow sophomores that are on your team?
It's very good. Very positive. We all get along really well, especially with the incoming freshmen too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And now, were you on the team last year as a freshman? Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So, do you feel like you've improved a lot, or is there anything specifically that you feel like you've really gotten better at now in your second year?
Yeah. Last year I was setting, but this year it was a big change. I became hitter, and I've gotten a lot better at that, I feel like.
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me about the coaches this season. How do you feel like they have been? New head coach, at least, in Erin Nelson. How do you feel like she's been as a coach?
I think she's a really good head coach for us, especially making us condition really hard and move to the ball a lot quicker. Helps us so much.
Yeah.
Something we didn't do last year.
Gotcha. Awesome. So, talk to me. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint this year?
Probably just becoming better self and better hitter to myself that I can be. Better. Just a better me. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I like that answer. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Tegan. We wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. So, first and foremost, who am I speaking with today?
I'm Eva Kasky.
Eva, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So, kind of first and foremost, start off, introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
My parents are Jen and Mike Kasky, and I'm 17 years old.
Gotcha. So does that make you a junior on the team this year? Talk to me. How does it feel now you're an upperclassman this year and a lot of freshmen? I was surprised with how many freshman girls you guys have. That has to be kind of something that you're looking forward to, knowing that after your time's done here that you've got a solid base of girls kind of under you. How's that feel?
It feels good to have a good base under us, and seeing their talent and just how hard they work is really good, and it just shows that once we leave the program, we'll keep going.
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me about coaches. Obviously a new head coach this year. How has that been? Sometimes that's not always a smooth transition. So how has that kind of been in your experience?
It was definitely different this year, but it's been really good, and I think they have a lot of knowledge on the game.
Gotcha. Awesome. What other sports do you play here for the Warriors?
I'm in track and golf.
Gotcha. Awesome. So it seems like that you guys, especially in a town like this, a lot of you guys play a lot of different sports. So you guys are kind of teammates year round, and just kind of the sport changes. Do you feel like that's an advantage as opposed to maybe bigger schools that you may only get to play one or two sports?
Yeah, I do think it is an advantage because you know how your teammates think, and you know when they're going to get down on themselves and how you can build them back up.
Gotcha. Any goals that you have either for yourself, for the team this season?
Well, I think hoping for a winning record is a really good goal. And then for myself, I would say just to improve every game and show that I belong on the court.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, Eva, thanks so much for chatting with me, and we wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, our next Aurelia warrior. Who am I chatting with?
Cadence Linkstrager.
Cadence, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from, that sort of thing.
Okay. My parents are Mitch and Christy Langschwager. I'm 17, so I'm a junior, and I'm from Aurelia.
Gotcha. So do you play any other sports for Alta Aurelia?
Yes, I do basketball, track, and softball.
Gotcha. So another multi-sport athlete, super important in a town like this. And a similar question, now you're a junior, kind of an upperclassman or seen as that leader on the team. How do you feel like, have you embraced that role this season so far?
Yeah, it's fun being an upperclassman, I'd say. We've waited so long for the little special treats or whatever, so that's fun. But yeah, it's nice being more confident on the court because you're the leader now and you can just bring that confidence and that extra energy and effort to the game.
Sure. And it's one of those things where you were a freshman once, you kind of know how it feels, or kind of maybe scary or nervous to come in up here at the high school level and that sort of thing. So I'm sure it's something that you guys make them feel welcomed and that sort of thing. Talk to me about the positions that you play, where you find yourself out on the court.
So I'm the setter. So I'm kind of just running around the whole game, and yeah, I touch the ball most of the time. So
yeah, that's definitely a unique position, right? I mean, what do you feel like is a strength of your viewers as a setter?
I would say probably just like the energy I bring to the court. I'd say I get really excited for my teammates, mainly just because I mean we put in so much work and it's so nice, especially with like the fun like little trick plays that we do. It's so nice to see those like really go down, and that's fun.
And it seems to me that you guys are all having fun, and you guys are continuing to do well this season. You've already had some games, and you're well into practice. How do you feel like the season's gone so far through the first couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we're winning for the most part, so that's always a good thing. We should really keep that up. We still have a lot of improvement to make. I mean, there's in all aspects of the game, but overall it's been pretty smooth, I'd say.
Awesome. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or from a team standpoint this season you're really looking to accomplish?
Yeah, so I mean, Team 1, always a winning record is a big goal. Just really, I mean, always just having the energy, whether win or lose. Coming back as a team is so important. And then for me, a like personal goal, I would say, is just racking up my assists and just being a good team player.
Awesome. Well, it seems like you guys are off to a good start, at least this season, and a lot of the season left to go, so we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting with you, Cadence.
Yeah, thanks.
Alrighty. And now, who am I chatting with?
Hayden Berkeley.
Hayden, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So, kind of talk to me, introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from, that sort of thing.
My parents are Brandon and Katie Berkland. I'm 16 and I'm from Alta.
Gotcha. So, are you a junior on the team
Yes.
as well? Awesome. So, talk to me again. Out of an upperclassman this year, it might feel a little bit different. It might not. What are your thoughts on this season on the team?
I'd say just like Cadence, it's really fun. Like getting all like the little like seniority, I guess.
Yeah, everyone's looking up to you
Yep.
and looking for that example.
Yep, and it's fun like making relationships with the younger girls too. So.
Sure. Awesome. Talk to me about your positions, where you find yourself out on the court.
So I'm a middle blocker, and I'd say I'm kind of just running around a lot, really trying to focus on making sure that I get blocks closed, and so the back row doesn't have to work as hard, and so they know where to line up.
Gotcha. Awesome. I mean, when you're the middle, it seems to me it's kind of different because you have a person on either side of you as opposed to just to your left or to your right. How do you feel like that differs from other positions?
Yeah, because being last year I was a right side,
Gotcha.
so it was a lot easier. Like it just felt like I knew where everyone was all the time.
Right.
But in the middle, I'm kind of just like looking around, hoping I don't run into anyone. So.
Yeah, maybe a little bit faster paced in the
Yeah.
middle there, more obligations, more responsibilities, and that sort of thing. Any goals that you have for yourself or for the team this season?
For the team, I would just say having a winning record, that'd be really good. And for me, probably just more like blocking and getting my kills up. So.
Gotcha. Talk to me about the new coaching staff. Obviously, a new head coach this year. How do you feel like that's been the transition?
They're doing pretty good. I'd say we do hard work in practice and games. They know what they're talking about. A lot of knowledge of the game. So.
Awesome. That's good. Well, Hayden, thanks so much for chatting with me, and best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Who am I chatting with?
I'm Claire Gunkelman.
Claire, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So, kind of start by introducing yourself, who your parents are, where you're from, how old you are, that sort of stuff.
I'm 16. My parents are Katie and Eric Gunkelman, and...
Gotcha. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Alta.
Gotcha. Awesome. So, talk to me. 16, are you a sophomore or a junior?
I'm a junior.
Junior?
I'll be 17 in November.
Gotcha. So a junior this season on the team. How does it feel kind of finally to be maybe considered one of those upperclassmen and kind of cross that threshold up into the upperclassmen ranks?
It's better. It feels a lot better. It feels a lot smoother now.
Gotcha. Awesome. And I tell you what, I didn't realize how many freshmen you guys have on the team. You guys have a lot of younger girls. So how do you feel like it's been to see them and to see that, huge number as kind of the base of your team?
I think it's I love how many people we have on our team. I just think we need to have I don't know. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Awesome. Great to hear. Now, obviously, new coaches this year. How has that been? Sometimes when you get a new coach, that's not always the easiest transition.
Yeah.
But how has it been in your mind?
It could be better.
Gotcha.
I like them.
Gotcha. Awesome.
It's different,
Sure. Just different. It's something that might start slow at first, but kind of the more you get into it, the more you get used to it.
It's very different.
Awesome. Talk to me about positions where you find yourself out on the court.
I'm left back. I play Nora's back row.
Gotcha. So, I mean, what do you feel like is a strength of your game, especially when you play back there?
I think that I keep everyone like in line. I like pump everyone up.
Gotcha.
I just feel very confident in my position.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then do you have any goals this year, either for yourself or from a team standpoint this season?
I think we can win conference this year. I think we can do it.
Gotcha. And I tell you what, you're not the first person that said that. So it's one of those things when multiple people kind of have that same goal, it makes it that much more likely to come true. So Claire, thanks so much for chatting with me. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, now our next Alta Aurelia Warrior. Who am I chatting with?
Grayson Herrig.
Grace, how are you doing today?
Great.
Awesome. So kind of start us off, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from, that
My
sort of
mom's
thing.
Christy. My dad's Austin. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Alta.
Gotcha. So are you a junior as well on
Yes.
the team? Gotcha. So same question to you. How do you feel like it's been now kind of being an upperclassman this year?
It's great. We don't get told what to do.
Yeah, I like it. You kind of do the telling what to do, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So kind of a leader, too.
Yes.
Obviously, all the girls are kind of looking up to you, maybe kind of look to you and they don't know what they should be doing for that example. So do you feel like that's something that you've embraced?
Yes.
Gotcha. Awesome. Talk to me about your positions. Where do you find yourself out on the
Right
court?
back.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Right back. Now, is it different? Have you played anywhere else? I mean, is right back kind of your spot? Have you ever, have you ever played any other position?
No, I've always been there.
Gotcha. Awesome. So what do you feel like a strength of your game is?
I'm on JV, so I'm one of the older ones.
Yeah.
So I keep like everyone in line, and
Perfect.
they don't really know what they're doing.
Perfect. Well, honestly, that's one of those things where if it does kind of work out in that way, where there's kind of the upperclassman leadership, it's invaluable, especially at that age. So any goals you have, either for yourself or for the team?
Conference.
Conference.
Champs.
Awesome. Very straightforward. Conference champs. Love it. All right. Thank you so much for chatting. Best of luck to you. All righty. So first and foremost, who am I speaking with?
Charlotte Bolter.
Charlotte, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Awesome. So talk to me a little bit, introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
I'm from Alta, Iowa. I'm a junior, and my parents are Jamie Claiborne and David Bolter.
Gotcha. So a junior this year.
Yeah.
How does it feel to now kind of finally be considered an upperclassman, be someone that those younger kids are looking up to?
It's a really odd but also interesting transition to be like seen and like talked about as an upperclassman, but it's been fun adjusting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, there's so many freshmen and sophomores on your team. So, I mean, how does it feel to know that the base of your team is a really good foundation and that in the future you guys are going to continue to grow? Yeah,
it's really fun to like see all like the talent in the younger grades and just like see how they're growing just through being the small amount of time I have seen with them. So it's really good to see that like the program will continue.
Sure. Talk to me about kind of the positions you play. Where do you find yourself out on the court?
Well, I play middle hitter a lot, pretty much the only spot I play. So.
Gotcha. What do you feel like is a strength of your game?
I feel like I'm strong at like placing the ball, and I'm strong at like knowing when to hit and tip.
Sure. Kind of maybe maturing a little bit, knowing when to do things, be able to control some of your abilities a little bit more too. Talk to me now. Obviously, new coaches this year. How has that been? Has that been a difficult transition, or has it gone relatively smooth in your eyes?
I think it's gone pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously a big adjustment from our coaches that we had before, but our head coach was a coach last year, so there are similarities, but there's also differences.
Gotcha. Well, that's good to hear that it's going somewhat smoothly, because sometimes that's not always the case. It maybe takes a little bit, but obviously you guys are winning so far. You've won a couple of matches and practices already underway, so how do you feel like the season's gone so far?
I think it's gone good. I think we've played pretty good in games, and what we have struggled with in games, we usually like either work on in practice or find a way to push past it. So
yeah, and that's one of those things you have to kind of know what you're doing wrong or identify what you need to change, and it feels like you guys are doing that. So any goals you have, either for yourself, from a team standpoint this year, that you'd really like to accomplish?
I personally want to get better at blocking, just so it's easier on the back row and stuff. And then as a team, I just want to like keep a winning record, I guess.
Gotcha.
Just keep winning.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, it seems like your goals are very achievable and right out there for you to get. So we wish you the best of luck this year, and thanks so much for chatting with me, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Next, Alta Aurelia Warrior.
Oh, it's fine.
Who am I chatting with?
I'm Avery Westfall.
Avery, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. So
That's
kind of same thing. Introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, and where you're from.
I'm Avery Westfall. I'm a junior. I'm 17. My parents are Nate and Kate Westfall. Is
Gotcha.
that it?
Gotcha. Where you're from?
Is that Aurelia.
Gotcha. Awesome. So talk to me now, a junior on the team, is that
Yes.
correct? Gotcha. So same question, how does it feel to now be an upperclassman? Obviously a ton of those freshmen and sophomores maybe kind of looking your way when they don't
Yeah,
exactly know what to do and kind of looking to you as the example. How does that feel?
I love it. I just love the freshmen. They're
Yeah.
so fun.
Gotcha.
And I feel like they're so little compared to us, and it's just
Right.
fun to be like adults to them and
Sure.
like help them all the time.
Sure. Well, I asked them because they went first, and I kind of asked them how have the older
Yeah.
girls been, and they had nothing but good things to say. Which again, that's not always the case either. Sometimes when you come in as a freshman, if the team's not as accepting, it can be difficult, and that sometimes what drives people away from high school sports and that sort of thing. So, any goals that you have either for yourself or for the team this season?
Get better at hitting and blocking. This is my first year playing, hitting.
Gotcha.
Well, I've hit before, but, not this much, so
Sure.
it's a weird transition. And get better at serve receive, always.
Gotcha. Awesome. How have the coaches been this season?
Really good. More conditioning this year, which I like, more lifting, and I think that's good for our team.
Gotcha. Awesome. Now, talk to me. You guys are well into your season. You have a couple of wins, and your practice is going good. I mean, talk to me kind of the season initially, how it's gone.
I think we're playing okay. Not as good as we should be playing.
Okay.
There's just more to work on, I think,
Yeah.
as a team. But we're getting better, I feel like, after each game.
Yeah, and that's one of those things.
Stronger.
Kind of, you can never be satisfied, even when you are, find yourself with a very, very good record or a very, very good team. You can always improve something. So
Yes.
awesome. Now, best of luck this season. Thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Our final Aurelia warrior in this little group of three. Who am I chatting with?
Junior Meyer.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm Adrian Meyer. My parents are Tom and Nicole Meyer. I'm from Aurelia, Iowa, and I'm 17.
Gotcha. So are you a junior on the team as well?
Yes.
Gotcha. Have you been on the team kind of previous years? This is kind of your third year?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, how has it been? Have you improved, do you feel like, since you were a freshman, obviously now to a junior? I'm sure you've come a long way. How do you feel like it's now to be a junior?
Feels pretty good. It feels great to be an upperclassman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've definitely improved a lot.
Awesome. How do you feel like your relationship is with your fellow upperclassmen, your fellow juniors, and even any seniors that are on the team?
Pretty good.
Gotcha. Awesome. Now, talk to me about positions. Where do you play on the court?
I'm back row, left and right mainly.
Left and right. So does playing as a different side, does that affect much of what you're doing? Is it much different? Because I never played volleyball, but I just assume I played football, and there's a huge difference. Even though it's like the same position on the other side, it's kind of hard to transition. Is that how it is in volleyball?
Yes and no, I guess.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it is a big difference.
Some things that are easier than others, and obviously when you're an upperclassman, they just might come naturally, and that way you've been playing for a while. So any goals that you have, either for yourself or the team this year?
Better at digging, quicker on my feet.
Gotcha. Awesome. Any team goals that you have?
Winning games.
Winning games. Love it. Hey, get the win column. That's all you need. Wins. Awesome.
Yes.
Thanks for chatting with me, and best of luck this season. Who am I speaking with?
Anissa Yehola Jepson.
How are you doing today?
Great, how are you?
Doing great. So kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm Anissa Yehola Jepson. My parents are Casey and Justin Jepson. I'm a junior this year.
Gotcha. So a junior this year on the team. Is volleyball something you've played kind of all 3 years of high school?
Yep.
Gotcha. How does it feel now to be a junior, kind of officially an upperclassman, if you
Yeah.
will? A lot of the younger kids, I'm sure, kind of looking up to you guys and what to do.
It is different because now, instead of watching for examples, you are the example.
Right.
So it is a little bit different, but I like being upperclassmen because I like helping people and the underclassmen.
Yeah, awesome. And there's a lot of them, too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I was kind of surprised how many sophomores and freshmen that you guys have.
Yeah, we have quite a bit.
Yeah, how does that feel to know that there is a really nice base foundation for this team, even kind of past when you leave?
Really good, because I know some people graduating are worried, like sometimes like, oh no, like the program's gonna go down because of how many numbers we have. But I don't feel like that. I feel like we're sitting really good, and we have really good younger classmen coming up too.
Awesome.
Like in the 8th grade, we have a bunch of girls coming up that are good too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So even
So we're
maybe
pretty set,
maybe
I think.
seeing kids that aren't even here yet, but on the way, know that
Yeah.
you guys are in good position. Awesome. Now talk to me the positions that you play.
I'm back row. I don't play any front row. I'm a little too short for that.
Gotcha. But
Last year I was libero for JV. This year I was a little bit of libero, but now I'm more just middle back or right back.
Gotcha.
But I can really play anywhere that they need me to.
Gotcha. What's the most important thing, do you feel you have to make sure you're doing or you understand playing anywhere in the back row, whichever position?
Yeah, you have a big part in the back row, like, because that's where the base is, where you have to get the back pass up and then get the set there. So it is a really big job. You just have to stay low and have confidence in yourself and the other girls around you too. You have to you can't be tense, otherwise your passes are gonna go crazy.
Sure.
So you have to be relaxed and comfortable and know that if you do mess up, your team's there and they will help you.
Yeah.
So.
It's one of those things where I feel like as athletes kind of get older, they maybe realize that the less you're thinking, the better. You kind of just do it and let your body and things take over.
Our team is a very fast-paced team.
Right.
So you can tell, if we're going at a slower pace, we kind of have too much time to think. That's
Sure.
what I kind of describe it as. And so we kind of slow down and play at a lower level, I would say. But then once we're fast-paced, we play so much better.
Gotcha. It's awesome you guys already kind of know what your identity is. You're we play fast, we know that's what we do, and that's what we're best at.
Yeah.
Talk to me, how has the coaches been this year? I know it's been obviously a different head coach than you had last year. How has that transition been?
It's been really easy. I think Aaron and Amy and Haley do great as coaches, and they work so well together. And Aaron has been here for a couple years now, and so she has the feel of high school, and so she can help Haley and Amy. But then Amy and Haley also have been with the 8th graders or the freshmen now, so they can bring what they have, and then just combining it all together makes a really good team.
Gotcha. It's great to hear that it's going fairly smooth, because sometimes that's not always the case when you get a new coach. Sometimes there's some bumps on the way, but I've heard the same thing from other girls, that it's been very, very smooth and easy, so that's great to hear. Any goals that you have either for yourself or for the entire team this season that you're really looking forward or striving to accomplish?
I would say a personal goal is just to keep my passes good and keep that good mindset and positivity and the good role model for the younger classmen. And as a team, just to communicate and do good and work together.
Awesome. Well, it seems like you're well on your way to accomplishing those goals. We wish you the best of luck this season. Thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. We've got our next Alta Aurelia Warrior. Come on in. All righty. How are you doing today?
Good, you?
Doing very good. So who am I speaking with?
I'm Emily Sanchez-Totero.
Awesome. Emily, how are you doing today? We already asked you that. Doing good. Like I said, awesome. And kind of introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, that sort of thing.
I'm a junior. I'm 16, and my parents are Sandra Platero, and my dad is Jaime Rodriguez.
Gotcha. So now a junior, like you said, correct? So is volleyball something you've played your sophomore and freshman years?
Actually, no. This is my first year.
Gotcha. Awesome. So first year out for volleyball. First and foremost, I guess, what made you want to come out for volleyball this season?
I guess it was more of I wanted to do something more with my high school life, since I'm not really in any sports or clubs. So I just wanted to join something.
Gotcha. How do you feel like it's gone? Have you enjoyed it?
I like it very much. The team is very supportive and communicative, and I don't know, they're just a very good vibe.
Gotcha. Awesome. Everybody's been good, teammates, coaches, everything in that way.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you found surprising about the sport, or anything that you didn't realize, or that you learned about volleyball now that you're kind of out for it?
Probably a lot of communicating, off and on the court.
Gotcha.
That's something I noticed, and I think that's really cool too.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah.
So your first year on the team, do you have any goals? Obviously, you kind of have to probably have some sort of expectation or hope of where you want to get this season.
Most definitely. Yeah. Serving.
Gotcha. You kind of want to improve that aspect of your game?
Yeah, a lot.
Gotcha. Awesome. If that's something that you feel like you need to improve, what's something that you feel like you're the best at? Or do you think you have a strong suit in anything you do in the volleyball court?
That's a good question.
because I'm not really familiar with my own skills.
Sure.
I feel like sometimes I have to really get in there and try my hardest.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of learning. I've only been it for like 2 months.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, it's one of those things that the more you do it, the more repetition. It's like anything; it just comes a little bit more naturally, and you'll get the hang of it. So, Emily, thanks so much for chatting with me. Wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Thanks, girls. So we've got our seniors, I believe. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So who am I speaking with?
Nora Peterson.
Nora, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing great. So kind of introduce yourself for those of us who aren't familiar with who you are, kind of your parents and where you're from, that sort of thing.
My parents are Tim and Kathy Peterson. I'm from Alta, Aurelia, and I'm a senior.
Gotcha. Do you play any other sports here for?
I do. I play 5 sports. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, just all about, except for obviously wrestling and golf.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So even pulling double duty here this season with
Yep.
volleyball and cross country, I believe,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
So talk to me about volleyball. How do you feel like that's gone so far?
I think it's been really good. We're currently 3-1, I think. We had a really good game with Noah Fonda, but we ended up losing that game. But really, really close. We're actually doing really good. Good start to the season. We're excited to keep going.
Gotcha. Talk to me about the coaches this year. Obviously, new head coach in Erin Nelson. How has that transition been this season for you guys?
Yeah, Erin's been doing such a good job. She has a little bit of experience, so she was coaching JVR last year, so she kind of got to work with us a little bit last year, but she's been doing a really good job coming in as head coach. She's really been working with us girls that are doing cross country and volleyball, so she's been doing a really good job with that, and we've implemented a lot of different things. We've been doing more conditioning, more weightlifting, and focusing more on back row and like our positions that we're playing, so yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's great to hear that that's been a smooth transition, because sometimes it's not always like that. It can be a little bumpy when you get kind of a new coach
definitely.
or a new thing. So talk to me about, I was kind of impressed. You guys have a lot of freshmen and
We
sophomore on the
do, we
team. I mean,
do.
a ton of them.
We do.
How does it feel to know that, you have a good base when you're gone?
It's so nice, and we have a lot of girls that are multi-sport, so when we're gone, it's nice to have the girls like that are younger, still at practice and stuff, and they're still working hard, but there's only 2 of us seniors this year, so not many up in the upper classes, but a lot of girls in the lower classes. That's really nice to have this year.
Yeah. And now, talk to me, as a senior, do you have any goals this year for your kind of final campaign as a Aurelia Warrior?
I would always say a goal is just to have a record this year better than last year. That's always a goal, and even if you don't get it, it's just something to have for yourself going into the season. A lot of goals could just be doing better in your position that you played last year, or even if you switch, just doing better in your stats, doing better as a team, just, all around.
Gotcha. Awesome. Now, we want to ask you seniors, do you have any idea what your plans are next season, or next year, rather? I know you kind of have some time here still, but do you have any idea what you're going to be doing in the future?
I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to go to a 4-year university, probably somewhere sort of around here, but I'm not sure yet. Not sure on a major, but I think I will probably end up running or doing cross country and track, but not sure right now.
I was going to say, got to pick between all your 5 sports and see what you want to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, best of luck this season. It looks like you guys are very, very successful so far, and going to have a successful season.
Yeah,
so thanks,
thank you so much.
Appreciate it. All righty. Now our second senior. Who am I chatting with?
Briar Anderson.
Briar, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing great. So, same thing, kind of introduce yourself for our viewers who aren't familiar with who you are. Let's go. Your parents, how old you are, where you're from, that sort of thing.
Okay. I'm a senior at Alta Aurelia. My parents are Jill and Corey Anderson, and I live here in Alta.
Gotcha. So, kind of a similar question that I asked Nora. Your senior season, is there really anything that you're really looking forward to? Any goals that you're really looking to accomplish here, your final year of volleyball?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Nora said, definitely just I think a good goal for us this year is just to finish top 3 in the conference. That's a good goal for us. Also, as she said as well, a better season than last year. For me personally, I changed positions. I was outside last year, and now I'm a right side, so transitioning to that and getting better at that is definitely a good goal for me as well.
Gotcha. Talk to me about that transition. How has that been? I'm sure it's been maybe a little bumpy or a little different, like you said, but talk to me how you've gotten better at that.
Yeah, it was a little bumpy at first, that's for sure, but the coaches have done a really good job of teaching me and then finding the open areas for hitting and just all this stuff for it. So yeah, it's been going really good.
Perfect. And that brings us right into the next question. Coaches, how have they been? How has Coach Nelson been this year? Like Nora mentioned, she was kind of a part of the program last year, but this year kind of officially at driving the car. So
yeah. With her last year being here, that's really helped us. Like, she knows us, so she knows like our positions and she knows what we're capable of. So that's really good. And then the other assistant coaches have really brought in new information, and then we're doing weightlifting and all that stuff. So it's been doing good.
Awesome. Now, same question with Nora. I mean, you have so many young girls on the team. That's got to be kind of good to see that, you guys are obviously headed in the right direction, and only 2 of you seniors. So it's got a contrast from now 2 seniors to however many freshmen that are on the team. And you got to hope that if they stay out, that this program is only going to go up. I mean, give me your thoughts.
Yeah. I think it's really good. Having all those younger ones, they can really look up to us. So that's a really good job for us, like just to show them like what our volleyball program is about, and just so that they can keep going at it too.
Gotcha. Awesome. Briar, it looks like you guys are going to have a good season this year, especially you two. So I appreciate your time, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Right here. Yep.
Okay.
That'd be perfect. All righty, so now we have the coach of the Aurelia Warriors in here with me, Aaron Nelson. So first and foremost, Coach, kind of introduce yourself. How long have you been coaching volleyball? How long have you been here with the program?
I'm Aaron Nelson. I teach for the district 5th grade, and I've been coaching for Aurelia for 3 years now. But I coached for 2 seasons over at Newell Fonda, and then for 6 seasons over at Storm Lake. So
gotcha. So talk to me. This is your first year, 3rd year at Aurelia, but first year kind of officially at the helm with the wheel. So how has it been kind of this season for you?
It's been going well. The girls seem excited. They're positive every day when they come in. I have big shoes to fill for coaching staff. So it's been fun. It's been a good year.
Perfect.
To take over. Yep.
Do you think it's helped that this is your first year as the head coach, but not your first year with the program? I mean, you've had a couple of years kind of to get to know some of the girls. It's not just kind of a completely brand new person coming in, if you'd say.
No, that's definitely helped. I mean, having the relationships with the girls ahead of time has been pretty good. So, and both my assistant coaches were middle school coaches last year, so they kind of came over with the 8th grade to be freshmen. So it's been nice. Yeah.
Awesome. And it seems like that's paid off because, wow, tons and tons of freshmen and sophomores on the team. I mean, you have to be pleased with the prospect that you guys are kind of have a great foundation for years to come.
Oh yeah, and our youth programs and stuff have really picked up too. We've got lots of kids excited about volleyball, so hopefully that's just a good precursor to what's going to happen.
Awesome. Now talk to me a little bit about this season. Obviously well underway. You've gotten a few victories, and obviously practice is well underway. So how have things gone in your mind here through the first parts of the season?
Pretty good. Our team chemistry is really good. It helped. Kind of the younger girls have all kind of played together for a long time, so it's nice. Big shoes to fill for those seniors that we lost last year, but they're definitely working together well. They're talking well. They're moving their feet well. There's lots of positions up for grabs, so they're really pushing each other every day.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of talking, especially to the younger girls. Asking them, what's been different up here at the high school level, and they kind of said it's a lot more competitive. There's kind of it's one of those competition drives improvement, and in that sort of way. So it's good to see that that's kind of where you guys are at numbers wise too, because not all teams are like that, obviously. But talk to me now. Obviously, a lot of your kids do a lot of different sports, so it's almost like they're constantly teammates year round. It's just they're switching what sport they're doing. Do you feel like that's an advantage here, especially at a small school as opposed to a bigger school where you kind of are more specialized?
Yeah, I think so. They have those relationships, and they follow. I mean, they work with each other year round, like you said. Like we have a lot of cross country girls that kind of share practice times and stuff with the volleyball team. So cross country is big, and then a lot of our girls go into basketball season too. So and then the summer. Lots of softball players, and so they work hard in the gym as well in the off season with volleyball. So it's nice to see like they do push each other in all sports, and they're working together. I mean, they're all at the same level. So
gotcha. What would you say kind of your general coaching philosophy is, or your approach that you like to take to kind of everyday life as a coach?
Just positivity. Kind of building those relationships with the girls outside of the gym, getting to know them as players. It's been pretty fun, but just being positive, being kind of they're not scared to approach me, so it's been good.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then I've been asking all the girls about goals that they had, team goals, and a lot of them, it seemed like, had some of the same answers. Like one of them I heard is win conference. That's kind of one that multiple girls had said, and one of those things where when a lot of people have that same goal in mind, it tends to more likely to be true. So, is there any goals that you guys have talked about as a team, or any maybe in your mind that you'd like the team
I'd love to vie for conference title for sure. Last year we had a run. I mean, we had some pretty hard teams up there at the finish, but I think we can do it this year if we just dig deep and keep pushing each other and have good attitudes. I think we'll get there. Gotcha. Awesome. Now tell me about the seniors. You've got 2 seniors on the team, Nora Peterson and then Briar Anderson. Talk to me about those 2 girls and what leaders and examples they are for your rest of your team. They are so positive. Even if it's a freshman coming up and they're timid, they're right there in their corner being their cheerleaders. They're great seniors, great role models. We're really going to miss them next year for sure. But they're both varsity. They get lots of playing time on varsity, so they're good role models too for the girls to look up to in their athletic ability as well. And they're those multi-sport athletes, so they see them all the way through, which will be good. And don't have to see them quite go yet. You have a lot of volleyball season left, but it is gonna go by quite fast. So, Coach, I appreciate you letting me come down here to the school, hosting us here at practice, getting to know your team. It's been an absolute delight. So, best of luck this season. Thank you. Awesome. All right, Coach, that's perfect. That'll shut us down, and we'll get to go. So I appreciate it. Thank you.